Hello everybody, I'm comedian Denise Scott and welcome to Denise Asks Awkward Questions with Jean Hales. My guest today is the CEO of the Sleep Health Foundation, Dr Moira Junge. She is a guru for all the people out there, including me, who toss and turn at night. So without further ado, let's get awkward. Fran from Mackay in Queensland writes, I thought only men snored, but my wife sounds like a tugboat at night. She has no idea she even does it. How do I let her know without sounding like a swear word? That's the best I can do. We're not swearing on this show, Moira.
Well, of course she doesn't know that she's snoring like a tugboat because she's asleep. And that's the thing with snorers. They're not aware that they're snoring or they're disturbing the peace because they are asleep. And I think this sounds like it's a new thing and she never used to swear. Snore. Talking about swearing. And I would think that your wife is probably in menopause or perimenopausal state and maybe didn't snore prior to menopause because we always think it's mostly men and it is mostly men. But by the time a woman hits the menopausal stage, the risk to be a snorer has increased 4 times for her. So the other question is, how do I talk to her about it without sounding like a insert swear word?
Can I just jump in here? Because can I suggest something Fran doesn't do?
Yeah.
So I was out with my husband John and our friend Paul, and Paul said to me, Scotty, do you snore? And I went, oh, no. And then John jumped in and went, oh, yes, she does. And they had this huge conversation, toing and froing, about my snoring
in
front of me. I was mortified.
Yeah. So
anyway, that's just a tip for you, Fran, from a non-health expert.
I think that's a really good point, Denise. And I think a hot tip from a sleep health expert, not a relationship expert, but it might help, is actually using I statements. So rather than you're snoring like a tugboat, would be I've noticed you're snoring and I'm concerned about it. It's the same message, but it's a really nice, gentle, nuanced way of not getting the person's back up.
And your voice, oh gosh, I'd love to hear it from you.
Yeah. So that's the take home for Fran and so many other people like Fran. Like it's a really hard conversation. And even in my situation, like I'm the CEO of the Sleep Health Foundation and have worked with a couple of decades in sleep. And my partner has taken like a couple of years really for me to give him a nudge to go to a sleep doctor and get a sleep study and because he's a snorer and I'm concerned. But it's a tricky conversation to have because it's actually really annoying and you just want to sort of throttle them and kick them out of the room or you want to leave the room. Like, 'cause it's hard to sleep with someone who's loudly snoring.
And it's weirdly, because, I do stand up, but I find it weirdly really embarrassing. Very embarrassing.
To be a snorer?
Yes.
Yeah. And isn't that funny that it's something that we're ashamed of or we're ridiculed for and it's sort of funny. But it's not funny because there's these serious health concerns that if it's sleep apnea and if someone is waking up, not getting good sleep quality, waking up multiple times, but it becomes an issue for both parties. Like it's the bed partner and the snoree and the snoree and the snorer to actually kind of deal with together. And it's about concerns about health rather than pitching it in a story like you're this and you're that and you're disturbing me. It's actually more that I'm concerned about it and what can we do about it? Like I think you should go and see someone.
Annika from Rockhampton, Queensland writes, I am sweating so much at night that I have to change the sheets every day. Friends say that's normal when you're going through menopause, but that can't be true.
Yeah, well, it can be for some people. This comes up all the time for me as a sleep person. I get asked a lot about that because these things happen at night. But this is not a sleep issue; it's a menopause issue. And these days, like 50 years ago, we had no solutions. We had no doctors specialising. Before Jean Hales, we didn't know what to do. But these days, you wouldn't have to put up with that. Don't put up with that it's that bad that you're sweating every single night and having to change the sheets. And it just sounds awful. That sounds so debilitating. Annika and other people listening who go through this, talk to your GP. Get a referral to a women's health specialist about maybe some medical solutions or other lifestyle things that could actually prevent it being so severe. My main thing is just don't put up with that. Don't think that's normal, because there's help out there.
All right, that's it for today. If I'm not here and you have more questions, go to jeanhales.org.au. Bye, everybody.